Hey guys, and welcome back to Game Domain. Today we are going to be looking at a game that has been getting heat ever since the month before its release, Battlefront 2. EA took over the Star Wars video game licensing back in 2015 when they created Battlefront, the third edition in the Battlefront series. The original Star Wars Battlefront and Star Wars Battlefront 2 were published by LucasArts and developed by Pandemic Studios. Fans still play and enjoy these masterpieces today, and the original Battlefront 2 is widely regarded as the greatest Star Wars video game ever. EA's revival of the series in Battlefront in 2015 was a huge disappointment, as it didn't live up to the hype and expectations placed on it by fans. Many weird bugs and the complete exclusion of all things that have to do with the prequel trilogy contributed, among other things, to this outrage. On April 15, 2017, Star Wars fans were delighted of the news that EA was coming out with a sequel to Battlefront, and the first looks at the game were amazing. The crisp and clean new graphics excited Star Wars fans of all kinds. But then everything went wrong and downhill for EA. Fans discovered that the multiplayer was based around a loot box system, in which the game is basically pay to play. Fans became outraged, and the gaming world launched boycotts of the game that received support from millions. EA was in big trouble before the game even came out, and sales dropped drastically as people began to cancel their pre-orders and decided to not go out and get the game upon release. This led to a drop in sales by the millions, as Battlefront 2015 sold approximately 14 million copies, and Battlefront 2 dropped to 9 million within the game's first 3 months. So can this game be saved? Let's take a look and break down if this game is savable and what it will take to save it. Battlefront 2's popularity has dropped a large amount since its November release, and that is because the game is very hard to get into and stay into. At first the game is great, you're introduced to the Star Wars galaxy and movie-like graphics, and the gameplay is smooth, making your experience even greater. Then you gather enough battle points in a match and are excited to access a hero to combat the normal troopers you are facing. But then you realize that you can't play as Darth Vader or Luke Skywalker or even Leia. What the hell? Why can't you play as the series' most beloved characters? Don't worry, you can, as long as you play around 10 hours, and then you'll be able to unlock just one of either Darth Vader or Luke. Fans were angered at this, and some of them even stopped playing the game completely, while others challenged the game and went to unlock all the heroes. EA's excuse for this was to give the players some sense of accomplishment when unlocking such prominent characters like Darth Vader or Luke. But players should be able to have the opportunity to play as their favorites, as that will encourage more people to play the game, and the game's sales would have been even higher. Now the question is, after a couple of months, how can EA get more Star Wars fans back into the game, or go purchase it if it's not on their rack already? EA started implementing free DLC, letting there be no use for this as a season pass. Okay, this is a good idea. Take the fans' suggestions and give them the ideas in the game for free. DICE, Battlefront 2's developer, has been very active and vocal on Twitter. The top personnel working on Battlefront 2 are very close with the fans, and respond to their tweets day in and day out. They even give out hints as to what might come next. There have been rumors as to a Rebels season featuring characters like Ezra and Kanan from the hit Disney XD animated series Star Wars Rebels. And what the fans seem to want most is a Clone Wars season, giving us customization on clone troopers as well as adding new heroes like Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi. This is very popular, and I can assure you that we at Game Domain would pop Battlefront 2 back into our consoles to play with these new features. So that's one way for EA to revive the game, but we fans would still need more. How about new maps, like Geonosis or Coruscant? DICE has hit on these ideas too, tweeting clues out to the fans on what maps could be included next. Some players also love certain eras over others. Fans have been asking DICE to add map playlists so they can choose to play just prequel-era maps, or original trilogy maps, or even sequel maps. Big Star Wars YouTubers are still playing Battlefront 2 like crazy, most of them having all of the heroes and star cards unlocked. But now in the latest patch 2.0, DICE has listened to what fans have asked since the beginning. They have unlocked every hero and hero ship in the game for everybody, so if you go out and buy the game tomorrow, you will load up and be able to play with anybody you want. This patch also makes a lot of changes and fixes to the multiplayer progression system, which many see as broken. The Bespin map is also returning from Battlefront. It has been enhanced and made playable in Battlefront 2 for heroes versus villains, blast, and jetpack cargo. Microtransactions are also making a return, as you can now pay real money to unlock different skins for heroes and troopers. This doesn't make the game pay to play as it was in the beginning, and it doesn't hurt to give fans an opportunity to play with different skins. This patch shows us that DICE is listening to the fans and is trying very hard to improve the game and get people back into the galaxy far, far away. There have also been rumors that Disney and Lucasfilm are contemplating the removal of EA's Star Wars license, making them unable to create more Star Wars content. Many are happy with this idea, but it leaves us with the question of who would take over. Battlefront 2 could be EA's last straw, and they still have a lot to prove. With the timeline of Battlefront 2 slowly diminishing every day, EA seems willing to put everything they have into DLC and patches for the game. But will it work? Will EA prevail over all of the hate? Can EA really revive Battlefront 2? We'll just have to wait and see. What did you guys think of today's video? Do you still play Battlefront 2, or is it on the bottom of your game rack? Do you think Battlefront 2 can be revived? What would you like to see come in Battlefront 2? Tell us in the comments below. We'd love to hear what you guys think. Thanks for watching today's video, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. See you next time on Game Domain.